What is going on, everyone? We are off to a late start. I want to go ahead and bring myself up here. I am going to be taking my guest down. It's your boy Rod. What's going on? I want to welcome you to the inaugural episode of Live and Direct with T and Rod. Man, this has been a long time for me anyway, because I've been wanting to reach out to my co-host for this segment, Miss Tanya from Event Yours. And we also may have special appearances by Pretty Timmy 1/3. I'm gonna tell y'all about this 1/3 when I get Tanya on the screen, because I found out it ain't no 1/2 no more. I saw an episode the other day, and there's 3 of these Event Yours. They done added another person to the mix, so we'll talk about that a little later. But hey, check it out, man. When I do collaborations, I'm not talking about interviews. When I do collaborations, it's got to be someone I feel like I gel with or gel with me. It's not a one-way street. I feel like, it's not like playing football or basketball or tennis or whatever. It's like, I'm not like Anwar and Your Favorite Couple and the Griffins and all them behind the scenes with the technical. I'm that guy with the spoken words. So whoever I'm working with, I have to mess with them. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, without any further ado, I am your boy, Rod. I am multicasted from Points Blank Travel, because we are going to be talking about a little traveling. I'm also primarily broadcasting from the Points Blank experience, because that's where I do my other kind of things, not credit or not investing. But we're also broadcasting on Event Yours channel. We're all over YouTube. We trying to take it over. I almost created another channel just so we could have another channel on lockdown, but I didn't. But that way, without any further ado, we are going to be talking about it. I need y'all help tonight. We need your help. We're going to be talking about cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Pros, cons, what you think about it, what's best. We just want interaction. We don't script this stuff. We do have a topic, but we are going to be having a conversation. Without any further ado, coming to the stage, the lady of the hour is Tanya from Event Yours. What's going on, my sister? How you doing?
What's up, everybody? What's up, Rod? How you doing this evening?
Oh, man, you just told me I was mad. I'm good now.
Okay. You seemed a little mad, get your stuff, set up. The technology just went your friend today.
Yeah, man, y'all have no clue, man. Right, I knew it. I jinxed myself, because right before this live, I noticed my laptop didn't have like 5% battery, and I'm like, what's going on? But I had kicked the plug, and when I kicked the plug, I tore up the charger, and luckily I had a backup, or I would have been in a world of hurt. So, man, how do you feel about this, Tanya? How do you feel about the first of who knows how many Live and Direct with T and Rods? How do you feel?
I like chatting it up about stuff that I like. Have no problem with that. And I like talking about stuff I don't like.
Hey, y'all, what the first thing I was worried about with Tanya, number one, I thought that she was going to be too busy, because if you watch Event Yours, and now they have TNT Connect, their second channel, her and Pretty Timmy, they are busy. So I was worried about that. And then her organizational skills, mine aren't the best, y'all. And then the first day, she's like, we had a phone meeting last Monday, and we got this topic. She said, okay, Rod, what about the next topic? I said, well, damn, tell you, I just got this topic. It took me forever to get this one. So, y'all, pros and cons. Cruising, all-inclusive resorts. We need to hear your thoughts. I'm going to start with Tanya. Tanya, before we start, you want to tell everybody that may not know you on my channel about yourself? Or
Sure. So I'm Tanya, also known as T from Event Yours of Spirits. And my other half, his name is Timmy. People know him as Pretty Timmy. His name is Timothy. I know him as TJ. You all know him as Timmy. And it's funny because the folks he grew up with are the only people that call him Timmy or Tim. I don't even call him Tim or Timmy. If I call him Tim, I'm calling him Timothy because he in trouble. But don't shake your head, Rod. But anyway, Event Yours of Spirits is a channel where we do tastings, cocktails, and reviews, as well as trying to find new releases, new recommended spirits that are out there, And I do get a lot of recommendations from other spirit channels that are out there, with Sipping with Meat and I being one of them, as well as your friend Charles. What was the other one? The Bourbon Shop, the Whiskey Cove. I mean, there's various other areas where I get those recommendations from. And we taste and drink when we travel. So our channel includes it all. Anything dealing with spirits or wine, that is what's going on here. We will find a way to incorporate spirits in whatever it is that we're doing. Just like we're not talking about drinking right now, but I'm sipping. So
I'm sipping on some virtual air, y'all. That's what I'm sipping on. I'm
I'm
sipping
sipping on a
on
peach whiskey Cosmo. So
peach.
that's what I'm sipping on today.
And you know what I noticed, y'all? We're gonna jump in this cruising and all this inclusive. Every time Tanya mentions something to drink on her channel, I see it. She did a live not long ago. I think it was her and Timmy talking about Salvation Negroni or something like that. And y'all, I was online looking for something, and a Negroni popped up. No, I was actually looking at a menu. I was looking at the
Okay.
menu for a restaurant, and I said, I ain't never heard of this in my life. And just
A
come
Negroni? Yeah.
no, I ain't never heard of no Negro. I ain't gonna tell you what I thought it meant. I thought it had something to do with slavery.
No.
I ain't know, man. I was like, okay. Hey, so y'all, tell you, I got a question, man. What now? How many cruises have you been on?
We have been on, well, I'll say because I would successfully have girls trips, which Timmy has not been that successful in guys trips. So out of my 10 girls trips, he's been successful with going on, I think, 2 or 3 guys trips in over the last, let me see, 15 years. So I would say, let me see, let me look real quick on my shipmate. I believe it's like 23 or something like that. It's in the 20s. Don't know exactly, but trust me, I've been on the most cruises over the last 3 or 4 years. 3 years. I've been on the most cruises over the course of 15 years. No. I take that back, because my first cruise we were dating. This is right before we got married. And then we went on one for our honeymoon. So I started going on cruises 26 years ago. And between 26 years ago till today, it's only been 20 something. And in the last 3 years, we've probably been on the most cruises we've been on before, because we play in the casino and they're free, and why not? So, but yeah, shipmate says a total of exactly how many cruises? 20. What did it say? It don't give me a total. I gotta count these heifers. Oh, there you go at the top. 22.
22.
So 22, yeah. So I've been on 22. And we have some coming up in the works just over the course of the next 3 years.
Gotcha. So I've been on one, y'all. And that's why I asked
You've
you.
been on one.
I've been on one cruise.
Wait a minute. Okay, so that's a cruise. How many resorts you been to?
All inclusive?
Yeah.
None.
So wait a minute. So hold on a minute.
Well, let me rephrase that. I think, I did actually in the Navy, but I've never gone like post Navy.
Oh, okay. So you've been there because that's where you were, but it's nothing that you planned on going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So how you gonna give pros and cons about this?
Because I got some common sense.
Okay, then. Okay. Well, that's gonna be good, because guess what? Because the common sense between the two, you're gonna notice there's a money difference. So just saying, there's a money difference in the two. And most people will be, I know they're not shocked, they're not surprised. And we're not talking about the folks that go for free. We're going to eliminate those people that go on the cruises for free. Of course, it's going to be way less than if you went to a resort or whatever. But they also have memberships and loyalty programs for resorts as well. But go ahead. What you got, Rod?
So here what I'm gonna say, y'all. I'm gonna get this popping. So I went on one cruise. I'm gonna tell y'all the pros and cons of my one cruise. I didn't have to go on 58 of them. Now. Let me get some credibility back because I've been on countless U.S. Navy cruises, but that don't count. We talking about these cruises that got casinos and bars and Lido decks and all that. Now, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing going on a cruise. Now, one thing that I noticed right off the bat was a cruise was very relaxing. It was meant to go to relax. So right off the bat, I had strike one because I didn't go to relax. I went to turn up and I was already messed up because I went, and you could, but
yeah. I
wanted to not just relax. And then we had a sea day. That was fun. But I wanted to go pull it. Y'all, I joined the Navy to go to two places. I've been to one out of two. Mm-hmm. Well, I've been to a half out of two. I joined to go to London and the Bahamas. Well, on the 2023 Meet and I cruise, I went to Nassau, Bahamas. Well, first I went to some place that was as closest to hell as I ever been, called Cocoa Heat or something, like Cocoa Cake. Yeah, somewhere. Man, it was hot.
Yeah, but that sound Cocoa Heat sound hot.
No, it wasn't called Cocoa Heat.
Okay.
It was Cocoa Cake. All I know is I was under a palm tree trying to find some shade. It didn't work, but so I go to the Bahamas and I was there for, I forgot how long we were there, but I think we got off at 8 and you had to be back by 3 or 4. But I didn't leave till like 12 and I went with Anwar Mead and Edda and a couple other people, I believe. And when we were in not Edda, that was the first time. But anyway, I didn't have enough time, Tanya, to explore the place I always wanted to go.
Oh, okay.
So that's my one cruise. Now, my one resort, I was somewhere. I can't remember what country, but I wasn't in the United States.
Okay.
I would choose a resort over a cruise. Why? Yes, with a cruise. When you talk about cruise, everything is all inclusive except specialty dining and so on and so forth. When you go to a resort, everybody here all inclusive, but your premium cocktails could cost. Am I correct, Tanya?
Yes, on the cruise. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, on a resort. What about a resort?
Okay, no resort, everything included.
Okay, everything.
Whatever they are selling, it's available. There's no, you're all inclusive, only includes these drinks. And if it's on the bar, it's included.
All right, so I can go and eat and everything at this resort. Yo, if I go to a resort, I guarantee you I'm not going for 8 hours and I'm not going for 1 day. So the cruise I went on in 23 was a 4-day cruise. Let's say I go to a resort for 4 days. I'm not going to see one city for X amount of hours and then go out to see another island or whatever for 4 or 5 hours and then go to Miami and come back home. I may go to one location, but I'm going to venture out. So the first question I would have to ask, whether the pros and cons, do I want to relax or do I want to turn up? Okay. And I think I can turn up more on an excursion than I can a cruise. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't agree. I think that, first of all, it depends. Either if the party is in you, then the party gonna be wherever you are. Okay, you gonna bring the party. And a lot of times, yes, it does help if you're not the only one partying by yourself. Okay, I mean, it's not a party if it's just you by yourself, right? If you need at least one more person that can match your energy, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna have a good time? Now, if you go on a cruise and you want to turn up, then that's what you're gonna do. Now, I'm considerate of where I am. There's a time and a place for everything, right? Now, to me, the nightclub is a spot to turn up. I don't care what ship you on, how I'm not even going to use it, how how Carnival it is versus how Explorer 1 or 2 is. If you're going to turn up, the nightclub is the place to go. Period, point blank. Now, whether they play whatever allows you to enjoy that turn up is a different story. Okay? Because if the music's not right, I don't care how much you want to turn up, you're not going to turn up. Now, you can act a fool if just because you want to be silly and dance to anything. Okay, they put on Whitney Houston and you can have a good time too. But I think that it doesn't matter. It does matter where you go, depending on what type of vibe or turn up was you planning on, Rod, right? So there's different levels of turn up. You can have, hey, the music was good, it was nice, we danced a little bit, whatever music that everybody know, and you can still have fun. And then, of course, you may want to hear some of your culture's music, which, to be honest with you, I think if they just played the instrumental versions of stuff and just played the beat and maybe like the hook, I think that you can get by with playing it without it being, vulgar or the bad language or what are they talking about or whatever. Because 9 times out of 10, you're dancing to the beat. You're not dancing to the words. Play instruments. Play instrumental. But to be honest with you, I will say I've had my best turn up though at the resort. And the only the only reason is because the pool bar is always a turn up, because once people get that alcohol in them, the music is on, they're gonna have a ball. Period, point blank. You don't have to worry about anything because there's always a area where there's a family pool, and then you usually have the area where the adults are. Now, there are some adults that bring their kids over to the pool bar, which I don't agree with. Kids don't need to be at the bar or anywhere near the bar. But because the parents want to turn up, they bring their kids over there because they got to watch them. Well, then just take them to the kids' camp. Let them go to the kids' camp. They're going to swim. They're going to go to water slides. They're going to do whatever it is they need to do. But if you're going to turn up, Rod, it all depends on what kind of turn up you're looking for. And if it has to be a cruise, then you're going to have to choose which cruise you want depending on the type of turn up you want.
Okay. Let's say I don't want to turn up. Let's say I want to go on a vacation.
Yeah.
And I have a choice. And man, there's a lot of people right now, y'all. There's a lot of people out there that are trying to make this very choice that we're talking about. I saw some on Reddit, and they're asking for help. We're having a conversation now, but people are really asking for help. But I don't want to turn up. I want to go to the aquarium. I want to go to a vacation, and my other half want to go on a cruise, and that's fine. But I want to go on, and we only can go on one vacation. I want to go to an aquarium. I want to see some wildlife. I want to be outside. Yeah, I can go stand on the Lido deck and on the balcony, but I want to be outside moving.
Okay.
Farther than that way and that way. So with that, I look at the all inclusive, and I got an example here. It's not no example, it's real life. I took the time today, and it took quite a while. I'm gonna blow your mind
Okay.
right now. And I put a comment, y'all, excuse the typo because I typed it on the fly. Where would you go right now if you could go on an all-inclusive resort? Where would you go? Where would you go if you could go on a cruise? And I know we got several cruises in here. I saw Fats and Tree, Alyssa, Mead and I, and Victor 202.
We got Etta, we got Danny, we got Trap.
Everybody's in here that's cruising.
Big.
What ship? Tell you right now, any ship. I don't care if you've been on it before or not. What ship would you go on?
Icon is my ship. Right now, till this day, it's my ship. I've been on the old ships. back then when I went on the old ships, they were new ships. But I've been on the old ships now. I've been on a lot of the newer ships. Actually, lately, over the last 3 years, like I said, we've cruised the most in the last 3 years. I've been on a lot of the newer ships that have come out. Wonder of the Seas had came out that year. The Celebration had came out within a year. We did the Icon, and then we also did Virgin twice. So, and those aren't like new ships, but it's just like it's new in the mainstream of being, let's say at least don't know where we went.
I don't, man. After that Harry Moon cake, I lost my mind.
And I would say Icon. And the reason why I say Icon now, I haven't been on Star yet. Star is closer to Christmas. Okay, is when it's the most quiet at work. But it's me and my daughter going. And the only reason why Timmy's not going is because Pretty Timmy and I will be going back on the Icon for a redo because during the what was the name of that issue that happened? The crowd strike. We couldn't get our luggage back, and we had to drive down instead of fly down to Miami. We had to buy new clothes. We had to buy luggage. We had to buy underwear. So we weren't even fly for the trip. We was t-shirting it and jean shortsing it up. Icon. Why? To me, Icon just had a little bit of everything. If you wanted peace and quiet, you go to one side of the ship and get your peace and quiet. You wouldn't even know that there was kids on the ship. You want family activities, you go to the family side of the ship. Not a problem. You can enjoy yourself as an adult in addition to watching your kids, which is what I actually liked about the Icon, because he kept all them family with all them bad children that jump in the pool all the doggone time. They could stay on that side and get all the pool action, and their parents got a bar over there. They get served and they do their thing. They have a jazz lounge with live jazz, with indoor and outdoor seating where you can get a drink. They got a champagne bar. They have slides, water sports. They have shows, entertainment, activities, karaoke, comedy night, quiz night. You like, quizzes and stuff and trivia and all of those things. All of that stuff is there, and it's huge, and it's a lot of people on the ship, but you're not on top of each other. And the nightclub is on fire. The casino is on fire. And like I said, if you want quiet, you go to the left. You want activity with them kids, go to the right. If you just want to just do your thing, go to the nightclub. So I just found there was a good diversity on the Icon. Same thing with Utopia. Okay. I mean, like the Utopia, Icon, those are the two ships. Utopia is just a shorter trip. They're like, 4 days, 4 or 5. I think it's 3 to 5 days you can go, or is it 3 to 4 days? I'm trying to remember. I think it's 3 to 4 days. But Icon is a 7 days. So, I choose Icon. If someone told me right now, if I had to choose one ship to go on right now, it would be Icon. But I won't be able to do Icon until later on this year. So,
Well, trip in Texas, I'm gonna pull this back up because I want to address that. If I could go on one cruise right now, I don't care what ship it's on. It's got to be on Virgin. I want me and my lady to go on one of them parties with the mask on. Don't they got that?
You could wear a mask any day. Okay, I see what you're trying to do. You trying to get up there and trying to be frisky. See,
I ain't saying that.
See, that's why Virgin has Virgin has a reputation, but Virgin is wrongly accused of that reputation. Okay. Those are usually assumptions. Now, I'm not saying that things don't go on Virgin, but the same thing that goes on Virgin go on a Royal Caribbean, a Carnival, Explorer, Norwegian. Yes, the old folk like to get frisky too. celebrity, all those things happen. It's just a matter of what people think. I just think that Virgin has this risque type of reputation because people think about that. You know why? Because it's inclusive. It's inclusive of everybody, and nobody has to hide who they are on Virgin. So if you're a gay married couple, you can show PDA. You can have public display of affection on Virgin. But if you take that same couple and they go on Carnival, they go on Royal, they go on Celebrity or some of those, they have to be a little more reserved because they're unsure of, okay, yeah, they know that we're together, but if I turn around and give you a kiss on your lips, what are these people going to think? Because it's just the mentality of what people think people want to see on the ship. So because Virgin allows you have your LGBTQ plus AI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 group going on there, people automatically label it as, oh, it's risky. You can do whatever you want to do. Let me tell you something. Until you've been on Virgin, you will be very wrong. Yes, you're going to see inclusive of everybody from the ages of, if they old enough to pay for it, from 18 years old until 80, 90 years old. Okay. You're going to see generations, as you can see from the age. You're going to see straight people, gay people, whatever, bi people. It don't make a difference. One of the common things is I really feel that Virgin really is the party ship. I think that Virgin to me is really the party ship. That's the party ship, Virgin. Because Virgin is a true party ship. And they don't even have to play vulgar music for it to be a party ship. They play hits all day long. I don't care if you're relaxing. I don't care if you want to dance. I don't care if you want to go to the nightclub, go to casino. You're always going to hear some music that is just perfect for whatever it is you're trying to do. So to me, Virgin is the true party ship there. So
Okay.
if you want to go and put your mask on and jump in the pool, or
I ain't getting no pool.
go hook up with another couple because you feeling risque, you
No, I
want to
ain't saying
swing,
all I ain't
you and
saying
your mate
about
want to
all
swing
that.
for the week, you gonna find that too. Or if you just want to go back to the room and take your old tail to sleep because you got to get up in the morning for breakfast, you can do that too. So it's pretty much that's it.
Now I have a question. Is there a Virgin all-inclusive resort?
Okay. No. Oh, no.
Okay.
There is a Temptation Resort though.
Okay.
That is all inclusive in Cancun, and actually, I found out that Temptation actually has a cruise that they also do too. I've never been on the cruise. Now, the Temptation cruise would equate to what you trying to do, because that's what them folk is going on that
Oh
cruise
no,
to
no,
do.
no, 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 no.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
said me and my lady. I ain't say just me, and we ain't about to do nothing with nobody. I just want to be able to
Okay,
be.
well then,
I want to
okay,
be
well
free.
then, no. Virgin does not have its own resort. No, but they do go to Bimini. Bimini Beach is in the Bahamas, basically, and it is a resort, and that is Virgin's considered like their resort that you go to or whatever. But it's just a beach club. It's not like it's a whole resort. It's a beach club. It's a beach club. They
Okay.
also have their own plane. They have plane. They have flights as well.
Virgin,
But Virgin was a record company.
right?
It's a
It's
record company, so that's where it
record.
stemmed from. So they just branched everything out, and
It's
that's
Charles
it. But
Bronson, right? Charles
huh?
Bronson. Yeah, I think it's Charles Bronson that owned it,
What
CEO
you
of it.
mean, Charles Bronson? What you get an actor? That's not his name.
Well, his name Bronson, somebody, some Bronson, Peter Bronson, Paul Bronson.
What's his name? Doggone it, Will Lynette and Stanley when you need him. Hold on. Raquel, where you at? Hold on a second.
Oh, speaking of which, why Tanya looking at that? I found out the other day. Y'all need to check it out. They did a very special live on mental health yesterday, I believe,
It was
and
Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Timmy, Tanya, and their daughter Miss
Halea.
Johnson.
Halea.
Yeah, it was very nice, y'all. So I have a example. Before I get to that, Jesus, who's been rocking with me for a while on PBT, says everyone wants to see wildlife until the lion starts chewing their arm.
You
I'm not
ain't
going.
lying.
I ain't going to get that close. No, when I
I
say
ain't doing
wildlife,
that.
Jesus, I'm talking about like little bitty stuff. Like in Australia, I saw some big spiders, but they were smaller than me. I'm not. But then again, though, in case you didn't know, Jesus, I survived a 4 pit bull attack 2 months ago on my back with a broom and walked away with just a broke wrist. That's because I failed, man. I'll fight a lion. I don't get it twisted. But anyway, so Tanya, icon of the seas, right? I did an example. Let me pull up my phone here.
Okay, and his name is Richard Bronson. Thank you, Key or Shelton, whichever one of you is in the chat.
Richard Bronson. I know it was
Yeah,
some
and Amelia said Richard too. Amelia said Richard as well.
Who did I say? David Bronson?
You said Charles Bronson. That's an actor.
Oh, what he like?
You talk about 007.
Oh, yeah, walking tall, 007. He was somebody. Yeah. All right, y'all. So this gonna blow your mind. I pulled this up today. The traveling date is November. So Rod did not know because we did not script this, but everybody in the cruising world, because I watched Your Favorite Couples, I watched the Meet and Eyes, the Team Reach Travels, the Sig Solo Cruiser, and everybody else, Etna. I watch all these people. Everybody talking about this icon thing. So I said, that sounds like it might be a bucket. And I don't like saying bucket list. That might be a trip everybody want to go on. And then I said, well, where could I go on an all-inclusive resort and compare the two? That's not in the United States. That's too simple, Rod. So I compared the icon. Leave it in November. I don't know if it's hurricane season, glacier season, iceberg season. I don't know what season. I just picked November. And I picked an all-inclusive resort in a place that I visited twice.
Which one, though?
The Marriott in Phuket, Thailand.
In Thailand?
Yeah, that's where I want to go, Tony.
Okay, I got you. Go ahead. Girl, that damn flight gonna kill your ass.
Boy, I'm about to blow your mind. Hold up, man.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's the reward point. Excuse me.
Oh, no. See, y'all, I know Tanya. I'm learning Tanya little by little. You got to watch a lot of her stuff, though.
Okay, so you tell me how you getting over there for the low.
This is no points involved. This is all cash. I didn't even do points in miles. So we're leaving on I don't like to fly on the weekends because it's a little higher. I'm a little cheap. So I forgot. I think it was a Monday to a Tuesday, or Tuesday to a Tuesday. Because Monday just like flying on.
You know it's cheaper to fly out on Wednesday or Thursday, but just want to let you know. But go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go back and do it on a Wednesday or Thursday for an update the next time we do this. So the flight going to Phuket round trip for 2 people was $3,280
to Thailand. Okay.
The resort for 5 days for 2 people was a whopping $1,310.
1,310, so about 1,300 per person or together?
For both people.
You gotta let me know what's at this damn resort because it sounds like ain't nothing there but a beach and some trees and some food. But go ahead.
I tell you, I ain't asking, but I ain't call them because it's in Thailand to say what y'all got over there. I didn't call them now. All right, so there was a total of $4,590. That's
okay.
Rod flying the friendly skies. Now, not no business class, y'all. This is every day main cabin. I didn't do nothing extra. No points mile, no first class. This is an everyday trip for Rod. Then I went to this icon of the BS. Oh, I'm sorry, icon of the sea for the flight to Miami for 2. Main cabin again. Was $708 round trip for both people.
Okay.
To Miami?
From where you at? Okay.
From Dallas to there. Mm-hmm. The cruise. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Don't ask me how, because I don't know, and I ain't no financial. I mean, no something about.
Did you put the senior citizen discount in there?
I ain't put none of that in there.
No. You supposed to put that in there.
Well, I didn't know because I was thinking about the 20-year-olds.
Okay. You were just doing just the basic, no.
This is the basic, no frills. So Don't ask me how I found it because I'm not a travel advisor. I just Googled it. But I found a cruise for two in a balcony cabin, not a suite, but
Okay.
not no ocean view and not no interior, but a balcony
Mhm.
cabin on the Icon.
I already know how much that is. Go ahead.
Okay, how much is it?
It's probably about almost 2,000 per person.
Yep, it was 1862
Yep.
per person. Man, I'm telling you
1862.
good, y'all. We didn't script this. So that's $3,724. So for me to go to Thailand, it's $4,590. For me to go to San Juan, Puerto Rico, which I could care less, and to go to the Virgin Islands, which I could care less, and to go to some cave place that's probably hot as hell, and I ain't never going there again, it was $4,590, a whopping $158 more for me to go to Thailand.
Well, that don't. Well, hold up, because you didn't include your drinks
I thought I was
on the
going to all
cruise.
inclusive resort.
You got to add that to the cruise though. So go on, write that down. Your drink package, because you
Oh,
ain't
you ain't
drinking.
lying. So the
You
cruise
ain't
gonna be
drink.
even higher then.
Yes. So you write that down. So
Oh
whatever you
Lord, that
got,
mercy.
you need to go on and add $100 a day
Damn.
per person. Because if you get it on one person, you got to get it for the second person.
Okay.
So
Well, I
go
quit
on
drinking.
ahead and just, what's that? A 7-day cruise is the
Yep.
Icon. So you go on ahead and put $1,400 down on there. Add
Watch
that
this.
to it.
Okay.
$1,400. That's if you drinking. Now, because we talking about the regular person, not Rob, because you wouldn't be drinking. You just need to drink your juice or whatever's in the buffet in the
I'm
main
drinking
dining room.
whatever free water,
Right.
whatever ice that's the melted, whatever free.
Okay. So you got that, and then you just gonna eat in the main dining room. That's it.
Yeah, I didn't eat a specialty on the meat and I ate enough steak for a lifetime. I'm good.
Well,
I
it
like
ain't
that.
just steak. They got seafood on
I'm allergic
there.
to
They
seafood.
got Mexican on there.
Well,
They
let's
got
just say
Italian
somebody
on
is. Let's
there.
say this person is. How much is that? We're gonna add that in there too.
Okay, let's just average it out to $50 per person per restaurant.
Damn, how many restaurants they
So
going
just
to?
say $100 just per couple, however many specialty restaurants you want to do, or you can actually buy the actual package where it's unlimited, and I forgot how much that is, where you can go to however many you want to by paying one price for both of y'all. And I think that's like $200 or $300 and some dollars.
We're gonna put 250 there.
Okay, just put 275.
275. All right.
Be
Well, I
quiet,
feel
Bill. Bill talk about if it's free, it's for me.
anybody that's going to Thailand, I ain't really going. I'm just doing this example. So don't y'all hit me on IG say Rob, but we leave because
But
I ain't
see,
going.
but hold on, because you're gonna need to put in the third example, which is Virgin, because that's gonna give you Virgin is the closest thing you gonna get to all inclusive.
I read that today.
That's the closest you gonna get. And don't even freak out about the drink package, because they don't do drink packages, they do bar tabs. It's just like you just paying in advance. You are creating a bar tab in advance, and they always have sales on the bar tabs. You pay $300, they're gonna give you $100. You pay you buy $600, they gonna give you $250. So they're gonna give you more money in order for you to drink on Virgin, because everything else is included outside of the spa, of course, but everything else is included.
Well, I would
For
suggest
that rate.
people go to Virgin because this here come out to $6,107.
For what?
That icon with everything you just put it
That's
in.
right, exactly, and that's how much it is. It's expensive because by the time you add on everything, that's pretty much how it is. And here he go.
So I got a question. Pretty Timmy in the building, y'all. Welcome him, the man, the myth, the legend. And I got a question for Timmy, but before I lose my train of thought and go into old folks mode, what the cruisers of the world, do y'all know some secret to this? Cause all these people I see going on all these cruises, if it's let's just say half of this, $3,000. I'm gonna say half. I ain't gonna be Icon and I'm gonna be doing something else. Like the SS Minnow with Gilligan. I ain't going on no 6,000. I'm going 3,000. How's everybody doing this? Because I did it with points and miles, y'all. And I'm being honest and transparent. I did it with points and miles. I wasn't doing it with cash. So how are the cash travelers doing it? I mean, are there deals out there? Please put in the comments. And I'm not asking. So I'm asking for myself, for the people that are afraid to ask, because it's got to be some deals out there. It's got to be. Do the travel advisors get people better deals, or?
Well, look, let me tell you something. Casino players, put a 1 in the chat. That's going to answer your question about why most of them are traveling. Casino players or people who are going on offers, put a 1 in the chat.
There go one right there.
They gonna come. You gonna get a few more. You gonna get a few more. They going. They coming.
Well, I can say this much. So you got a lot of competition out there. So with the cruise line, just like you got MSC is trying to be the new Royal Caribbean. So in order to be that, so you look at the price of the Icon versus the price of the World America, almost cut it in half. So you're going to get a lot more travelers jumping on that. And then travel agents get certain discounts that you can't go online and get yourself. And then if the fact that people are trying to live that best life and not be trash. So you're gonna try more things. You're gonna do more things. It's 2025. Got to live.
What were you doing? Listening in the car?
No.
Well, you jumped in on point, though. Okay.
I was just pretty Timmy. Hey, Timmy don't want to know what we talking about. Timmy can hear a half a citizen jump right in.
There it is.
I mean, from what I've been seeing, you mentioned Nick Groner and Timmy gonna tell you the recipe.
Exactly. So, but it's a great topic. I'm glad you guys having this. It
wasn't my idea. Trust me, I wouldn't have chose this idea with one cruise and one resort. This was Tanya's idea.
He ain't been no damn well.
Hey, look, but it's a great topic. Let's talk about it. Because like I'm saying, great two YouTube creators come together with a great topic, going to get a whole lot of views and give a whole lot of information to people that's like it.
So one thing I want to put out there, Tanya, real quick, with this Thailand trip, I've been fortunate to go to.
What's over there though? Like, what's going on?
What's over there? Whatever you want, and I'm gonna expand on that. When I say whatever you want, like I'm allergic to, well, I found out I'm only allergic to fish, but at the time I thought I was allergic to all the seafood. Well, all my buddies were going to the big fish tanks, getting a lobster. I promise you, about this big, like a 3 to 4 pound lobster, or ounces or whatever it is, for like $8 to $10.
Stop lying, Rod.
No, that's true.
For real, tell you, I promise. I put this on air. This was probably 2007 was the last time I went. Their money was like at the time 45 to 55 Thai baht to $1. So I would get a cognac and a what you call them things, a club sandwich, because I was allergic to seafood and that's their predominant food. And it'll be 10,000 baht. But when you equate it and pull out your little calculator, because phones was like really getting popular, it might be about $11. I mean, I'm walking around with knots of money. I mean, I got money everywhere. I'm dropping $1,000 bills and not where they ain't really $1,000, but it's just like it was like a little better than Mexico. And then the excursions. I was at a bar. Can you picture this? Forget ESPN. I was at a bar having a cocktail, watching a kickboxing match right behind the bar. Like an official one, not two guys just fighting. And you didn't have to go to the zoo to see the wildlife. You might be sitting at a bar, dude got a monkey on his shoulder.
Yep.
I mean, and now they will mess you up if they don't know you, just like a dog or any other animal. But I've had the opportunity I've eaten with a Japanese family where you sit down on the little pillows and chopsticks, and I didn't know what I was doing. I've eating with the traditional native Australians, the Aboriginals, where they cooked a pig in the living room. They took a cover off the floor and started cooking in the living room through the floor.
Oh, that's a the little smoke pit.
With some, it
Let
tripped
me
me
tell you
out.
something. I seen that done for the first time in my life at one of my mom's family reunions in North Carolina. And because they was talking about, oh, we're gonna have some chopped barbecue and blah blah blah. I never saw how that was made. They talk about we gonna have some ribs, we gonna have some this. No one told me that when I walked up that there was gonna be this big, huge pig on the spit. And that is where everything was coming from. I ain't eating none of it. I said, I ain't eating that and I seen y'all cook that daggone pork. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to see. I seen that pig split open over the barbecue thing, and I'm going, and you want me to eat them ribs? Mm-mm.
Well, see, I don't like when they do the whole pig and decide to put the head with the apple on the table. I don't need to see that.
That's my point. Exactly.
That kind of ruined it right there.
Yeah, it do, man. Just like a chicken with the rooster up there.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to see that.
But some people love that. Some people
or the fish with the fish in the eye looking at you. You need to cut your head off. I don't need to see it looking at me.
This is not an interview, but I'm learning. And I want to read Sledge's question, and I don't know if anybody else in here is learning as well. Does an all-inclusive resorts make you less likely to explore the city/island that you are visiting because the resort has free food, drinks, entertainment, etc.? Have y'all experienced that?
Okay, actually, no. That would be no different than saying, if you go on one of these cruise ships, is that going to keep you from getting off the ship and exploring wherever country that you are ported in, right? It's all about what you want to do. Now, the difference is this, because I have wrote down some pros and cons, and we can get into that a little later, but like specific pros and cons, and this is just from experience, because we did resorts multiple times of the year for the first 2/3 of our marriage. So it was resort heavy, a little less cruising. If you go on a cruise ship, you take an excursion, you want to choose an excursion that's going to help you get around as much as possible, maybe eat some of the local food, learn some of the history, see some of the local sites, things like that. But the problem is, depending on what type of sailing you're going on, you may not have enough time to really go out there and enjoy it and engulf yourself in it like you want to. Right now, there are some sailings where you are somewhere for 2 days, you may be somewhere for 3 days or something, and then you can do that. Or you may be somewhere where they port at 8 o'clock, but they don't leave until 10 p.m. You may be able to get a little more in, but that is it. You're pretty much limited when you're on a cruise. Think of it as like a buffet. Let me try this. And then that way I know if I go to a restaurant, if I like this, I'm just going to get the whole entree next time. That's where the all-inclusive come in. So some people use a cruise to sort of sample different places and then say, I think I like this. I want to come back here. I want to come back here. And then they may book an all-inclusive and go to that place as a destination to enjoy it for a couple of days, a week or 2 weeks. Some people leave and be there for 3 weeks to a month. It all depends on what it is that they want to do. So no, I don't agree with that, Sledge. If you go on the resort, believe it or not, think of the resort, even if you look at a cruise, they have activities, they have your restaurants, they have your entertainment, they have the kids stuff, they have the spa, they have everything that a cruise ship has. It has everything. The only difference is at a resort, you're in one location where you have the opportunity to go out on an excursion however many times you want throughout the time that you're staying there. On a cruise ship, you're limited. You're like, look, we only going to be here from 10 to 3, make it happen, and hope that you make it back to the ship in time. So I know, I don't think so. Now, do I think that some of these cruise ships, the cruise ships, not the resorts, though, some of the cruise ships are fixing their ships to where they're the destination, and to the point where they don't want you to get off the ship. Okay.
Royal Caribbean.
You know, Royal Caribbean are making a lot of those ships where they want, hey, if you don't ever get off the ship, you still had a good time. This was your destination. But in terms of all inclusive, no. That doesn't keep you from enjoying the city. You just have to schedule your excursions. Or if you want to take a chance, go out there on your own like most people do. I'm not doing it. I am going on excursions so I can blame somebody and sue somebody when some stuff don't go right. I'm not going out and venturing on my own and just jumping in a taxi and just going all over the place unless I've been there a few times. You become used to it. Like Cancun, we good. We don't need no excursion. We excursioned out. We know where to go. We shopping with the commoners in Walmart. That's just the way it is. Now, is that the right thing to do? No. But we know we can go there and everything is fine. But no, Sledge, it doesn't keep you from
and we won't do the Walmart shopping in Cancun again. We was told not to.
It's all right. They ain't about to snatch nobody up. Both our ass too fat. Ain't nobody snatching us up nowhere.
I'm glad Timmy brought that up because it wasn't on my previous agenda. Yeah. But I was thinking about it as you were speaking, Tanya. I'm thinking about Carnival, and I've heard a lot. I was one of the first people to put that whole changes out about Carnival, but I didn't know all the details. I just knew the surface. Mm-hmm. And my brother and I talked a couple of days ago. We talked again today. He was like, "Hey, man, you heard about they getting rid of the wobble and you can't have wireless boom boxes?" And I said, "No, man, I only been on one cruise. I don't even know the rules of cruising." But why a few years ago, if my memory recalls correctly, they were snatching whole families up in Cancun.
Yes, you're 100% correct.
What you mean whole families?
Whole families.
The government was having, and see, she don't listen to the news. She don't watch the news. They was on a no travel list.
I don't need to because you watch.
Right. They was on a no travel list for that reason. They would turn around, kidnap or hold hostage the wife or the husband, make them go to the resort and clean out their account before they let them go. So that's why we was told when we went there, when we went down to Walmart, we met a guy, he was like, "Don't ever do that." He said, "You're a tourist, you already stand out." He said, "You got some of the local gangs, just like you got back home." He said, "They'll get a hold of your wife, make you go back, empty out your account, and then if they are not satisfied, you might not get your wife back. And then you go back, and then they'll swap you out." He said, and that's why the government put it on a no travel zone for a while. And a lot of people don't even pay attention to the travel bans, but there are travel bans and restrictions on certain countries.
I think
for a reason.
I think I understand that, but let me tell you something. It would have to take a couple of people to snatch my fat ass up. That's all I got to say.
Tell her, Rod, it ain't about snatching up.
It's gonna snatch us up.
It ain't about snatching up. All they got to do is get a hold of them. There go Timmy snotting and crying. Now I'm running back to the hotel trying to get her back. And she's sitting there, "Well, you can't snatch me up. They ain't got to snatch you. They holding you up."
Well, I ain't by myself.
Well, I don't remember the specifics, but it just tripped me out. And I think outside of the box a lot. I think, okay, Carnival doing all this, but there are several resorts that was involved in all that.
Yes.
None of them shut down or none of them changed nothing.
No.
Well, only thing they did, I'm gonna tell you, you know what they changed? They changed brooms because they swept it under the rug. Mm-hmm. That's what. So now I'm gonna tell everybody this here. This is the only bold I'm dropping tonight. If you happen to own some Carnival and you getting rid of it because they getting rid of music and all that, you crazy as hell. Yes. What they're doing right now is preparing for a big economical turnaround. I don't care who owns the ship.
Well, it's all about money, and that's the main thing what people don't realize is the bottom line. So all Carnival gonna do is this right here to shut it down. They're gonna give up on the birth certificate coming on their boats, And once they require everyone to have a passport,
that'll eliminate
the
riffraff.
That's going to eliminate the YNs and all of that.
Just the riffraff.
Just the riffraff. Because they're not going to spend money. Half of them got criminal backgrounds. They ain't going to the post office to get a picture taken. They ain't going nowhere to get a picture taken. But that right there, I think at this point now, because Carnival is getting a bad name for doing the right thing. I don't want to be nowhere on a ship with a bunch of YNs, and I'm old now. I ain't got time to be fighting. Oh man, you stepped on my shoes, or I saw you looking at my girl booty. I ain't got time for that crap.
Liz crazy.
What you say?
Snatch my bitch up.
Look, I think that might be Chris, man, because it can't be Liz. I don't know. Hey, real quick, I want to read a couple of these. Dre and Michelle.
Go ahead.
They said Thailand is cheap though. You can rent a condo for $500 a month, and that's true.
Right.
Okay, so that's true. But guess what? Let's go ahead and flip it to a non-Thailand place, right?
Okay.
Let's flip it to. I'll even make it simple: Cancun or Dominican Republic, right? Easy place to get to. The flight's not that expensive. You might spend round trip $500, $600, right? Round trip flight.
Mm-hmm.
The resort, and we're just talking about resorts we've been to that is high quality, whatever. We're not talking about Explorer 2 luxury, but when you go in there, it's like it is luxury. Okay, like when it comes to resorts have a higher standard of luxury than what you think. Okay. So let's just say Hard Rock, because Hard Rock is a known brand. Their quality of their rooms, what they do is very nice. Like it doesn't matter what type of room you have. The only difference is the size and the amenities, but the room is the same. It all looks luxurious. Unless you get the Rock Suite. That's a whole penthouse to yourself. Over there, you're talking about an average of maybe $1,500 per person. That's $3,000. So you add that's $3,000. Just say $3,000 for 2 people, all inclusive, 7 days, and your flight is about $5 to $6. Let's just say $600. $3,600, 2 people, round trip, all inclusive. Your drinks, your activities, all your food, all the restaurants, all the lobster, all of that, all that stuff is included. The only thing that's not included is if you go to the spa or if you go off the resort. Anything that's on the resort, your sports, your motorsports and all that stuff, all inclusive. Your jet skiing, your little paddle boats, your little surfing, lazy river. If they have like the little banana speed boat, whatever, all that stuff is included in your stuff. So if you look at it, your average resort with a little more upscale is going to cost you about $3,600 all inclusive, and that includes your flight. Unless you're flying from all the way over from Seattle, Washington, all the way over to the other side of the country. That's a whole different story. But your average flight is going to run about $600 round trip, 2 people.
Gotcha. Now, let me ask y'all a question. I hear, and I never heard of it until I got this points and miles stuff. This whole Maldives and Bora Bora. Do y'all have any aspirations to go there?
Hell no. Let me tell you why. Only because, wait a minute. Wait. It's pretty. Would I like to go there? Yes. But it would definitely have to be a time when I know there ain't no storms, ain't no hurricane, ain't no nothing. Because I don't watch too many movies where folk done up there laid out in the Maldives and their little hut in the middle of the water, and then the doggone storm come in and they ass floating out in the middle of the ocean. I'm sorry. Just call me paranoid, but am I aspiring to do that? The answer is no. I lived my life long enough where maybe if I was younger, I probably would have done it, but I couldn't afford it when I was younger. So that's not a thing. I can
That
afford
part.
it now, but I'm not willing to take the risk. So unless I went at a time where I knew for a fact that there was no storm coming, then I think that I would do it. But if I can't guarantee that there's no storm coming, I ain't doing it. No. Maldives are literally individual huts. You're on an island, and it's usually a secluded island. It's not like you're part of a bigger community and the Maldives is on the tip of it, and you can run into civilization into a building or something. You can't. You take a plane to the main place, and then you take the little putt, the love boat type plane.
Mm-hmm.
No, not love boat. What's the name of the D-plane. What's the name of that?
Fantasy Island.
What was it?
Fantasy Island.
There you go. You have to take the little putt plane like Fantasy Island to get there. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. No, I'm not a fan of that little putt plane. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'll watch somebody else who's younger, who wants to go out there and do it. But I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
I agree. I mean, it's
that's a relaxation though.
I go on a cruise.
I don't want to do nothing. Yeah.
Any day over the Maldives. I know people say, but when you look at it, like you said, the huts, and I've seen fellow Points of Miles guys that do the sitting out on the little patio, swimming out the balcony of the deck or whatever. I don't care about none of that. I mean, it's just me.
I gotta have me some AC.
Now, if I had the money and could roll in and roll out when I wanted to, I would go. But if I'm there for 3 days or 5 or 7, and no, because I have a feeling I'm not, like, my prime place, and I haven't been in years, is a Vegas, a New York, where it's just action, just high power action. Like first time I went to New York, this guy said, where you going? It was an older guy. I said, I'm gonna walk to Times Square. I wouldn't walk by myself at 11. I said, why not? I mean, and I went. And that's what I like, Sledge said, hey, we flew to Thailand business class on Cathay Pacific for 70,000 miles. For everybody out there, that is essentially $700 for 2 people. Business class is, when you think business class international, is better than first class in the United States. You got the laid back seat. Sometimes you may have a laid flat seat. You may have your own cubicle. It's not just no.
Okay, well that's good to know, because when I look, I'm thinking about, my thing is this: either I'm in a Delta One pod or I'm in a coach. I'm not in between. Like, I don't want in between. If I can't afford the Delta pod, where I'm laid back, like I got a bed with some headphones, I just put me in coach. I don't want in between.
Well, I've never flown it, but Sledge, if you're still in here, I think Singapore Airlines, Cathay is up there, but Singapore, they have they have a whole suite on the plane. A whole bed,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Matter of fact, like what Sledge just did, I will not fly overseas on no main cabin, only because of medical conditions or potential medical conditions.
Yeah,
if you don't move in that longer period of time, you are really possibly setting yourself up for blood clots. So that's why I wouldn't do it. But
right, we survived 10 hours going to Greece. It wasn't that bad, actually.
Hey, appreciate it, Tuber Chat sharing on Reddit, man. Tuber Chat is the only person on YouTube that share me, Tanya, and everybody that he follows on Reddit. And I'm telling you, man, when you make it to Reddit, you big time. And now, is Punta Cana, is that Dominican?
Yes, Dominican Republic. Yep.
Well, there's a resort. I forgot what the price. I want to say if you went IHG, which is Intercontinental Hotel Group. They had an all-inclusive resort down there.
What's the name of it?
I'd have to look it up once y'all start talking. I'll Google it real quick. I thought I had it. Here it is, right here. Here's the article. Let me see. It's number one is Dreams Flora Resort and
Oh,
Spa.
it's Dreams. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a new resort.
For those of y'all that don't know, oh, here it is. I got it now. I'm gonna tell y'all something about this Dreams and Secrets. If y'all see these internationally
Oh,
while you're
Secret's
traveling,
overrated, but okay.
I ain't never been in either one of them. Secrets, Dreams.
I've been in Secret's overrated.
What about Dreams?
Dreams is new.
Dreams is brand new.
It's not brand new, but it's
new.
newer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you have a World of Hyatt card or a Chase cards, because you can transfer to World Hyatt, one night is 17,000 points. That's pennies. $320 a night for that resort. It's the number one resort in Punta Cana. It's called
Okay.
Dreams Floral Dreams, or Dreams Floral, something like that.
Okay.
So,
I have to try that because we're doing our destination group trip in 2027 at the Hard Rock Casino Resort in Dominican Republic in 2027.
now I got a question, because this has been burning my soul to ask someone in this. And I have several people to choose from, but I wanted to ask from a public forum when I can get various answers. I think I know the answer, but I'm asking. These cruises, do they ever get old? Because I swear it seems like the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Am I tripping or am I missing something? Because here's what I see: Lido Deck, Sailaway Cruise, specialty dining, walk around the ship, talking about a tour, and because you don't really see nobody at the casino, a couple of bars, maybe some bar crawl, then it's over.
You hit it nail right on the head.
I mean,
right on the head. Everybody else is scared to see it.
Yeah, first I remember the first one, I was like, whoa, we bar crawl. I thought I was gonna be crawling, and I didn't even play in the bar crawl because we wasn't crawling. I followed around, but I think your Edna was running. So am I tripping, Tanya and Timmy, or do they?
It's the same. That's why depending on the ship. That's why it depends on the ship. You know, because like even in my content, if I go on a ship that I've been on before, you're not getting no content from me. Because I'm like, we done been there already. We done did that. Y'all done seen that. I see it. We gonna enjoy this trip. We see y'all next trip. Just like the Star. We'll be on the Star in December. It's the exact replica of the Icon. Give or take a couple of things. But nothing that's changed that I would record. So guess what? You ain't getting no Star content. You gonna see me say it's the same shit from the Icon, y'all, and call it a day. Like, what's the difference between the two? Nothing. I don't have no kids, so I'm not gonna see. I have kids, but not of that age to go into camp. So I can't tell you what they changed in the camp, which is one of the places that they changed. So you are exactly right. It's the same thing, but I think the reason why the content is still made is because you get new people that come to YouTube every day. People feel that YouTube is saturated, and it really isn't saturated. It's everybody is looking for, even if they're looking for the same information, they may pull up your stuff, but it depends on what they're coming for. They coming for information, or they coming because they like, I don't know what I'm looking for, but this thumbnail and this title look fire, so I'm gonna click on it, you know. Or am I coming because, oh, I noticed this couple, or I know this travel agent, and they always give me some good information, and I'm about to go on this trip. One thing I can say is people are going to always travel. People are going to travel until the day you die. So people are going to be born. So healthcare is a great place to work. People are going to break the law. So working in the jail is definitely a guaranteed job, or a cop. People are going to travel. So being a travel agent is definitely something that you want to do. And people gonna die. So if you work in a funeral home or something, you definitely gonna have a job. Like, those 4 things are going to happen. Oh, I'm sorry, and school. folks got to have school. Now, whether depending on whether it's virtual or at the school with the, brick and mortar, that's a different story. But yeah, but yes, you're right, Rod. It is pretty much the same flow of whatever it is. So
well, I want to add a little bit to it. The flow might be the same, but what's changing is the time in the season. We in 2025, we about to have driverless taxis. So we done came a whole milestone. So that means people are getting out more, doing more. Life is changing. When you get in that Uber and ain't no driver in there, that says where we have came from and where we going. So now more people are trying to live that best life and not be trash. So you're going to get out. I don't care. You might not be able to go to a destination, all-inclusive resorts, because they sometimes can be a little bit more expensive than a cruise ship. But you can get on a cruise ship, like Tanya said, and get a sample, a little bit of the Bahamas, Half Moon Cay. Then now then they got their little private islands, Bimini, and all that other stuff. Those are just samples to bigger and better things. But the thing that I've learned, being in the military for 30 years, the world is huge. Huge. If you limit your imagination, not destination, if you limit your imagination to where you can evolve to, then you really stuck yourself. One point, Hawaii was a bucket list, unattainable to a lot of people. I done met a lot of people that do, less than they done been to Hawaii. Because Hawaii is one of the things, but like you saying,
just saying,
Taiwan, Japan, Germany. I tell people all the time, Germany is awesome. Now, Germany is awesome.
I ain't going
they have the wine festivals and all that stuff. Germany is awesome.
I ain't going Germany.
Spain, awesome. Greece, awesome. The world is anywhere over in Asia is seeing a whole new culture. It's awesome. But right now, we are just getting to that point. We just starting to get out. So the cruising business is an outlet to the future.
Right. People are doing cruises because they can hit multiple places at one time.
Outlet to the future.
They can say, "Hey, have you been there?" Yeah, I've been there, but they ain't saying they only been there for 4 hours.
Well, see, and that's where, like, had I not traveled the way I did, I probably would love cruising. But the way I traveled as a young man, and when people, as a cruiser, if all I did was cruise, and people say, "Hey, Rod, have you been to Brisbane, Australia, or Perth, Australia?" Yeah, I've been to Perth. Well, how was it? Well, it was okay. I can't expand because I was only there 4 hours.
Right. Exactly.
That part.
Rod, have you been to Perth? Yeah, not only did I hit Perth, I also went to the sister city, Fremantle. I kind of like Perth better. Fremantle was good because it was slower. I'm able to elaborate because I was there 3 or 4 days. When I've been to Hawaii 15 times, each trip 4 to 5 days.
Right.
Dubai 5 times, each trip 4 or 5 days. Matter of fact, in Thailand, in 5 days, you ready to leave. That's how wild it is. I couldn't wait to leave. Not because it was bad. It was just too much for me. Okay. And y'all, I was a young man. It was too much. It was like Disneyland for adults. It was a lot going on.
Yes, sir.
But I also saw families there, Singapore, Japan, like Timmy said, Asia. If I could take someone somewhere that's never been overseas and very leery, first would be Singapore, because it's just like being in America. They speak in English. It's the cleanest place in the world. And I would take them to Australia because they speak English, even though their words mean different words, have different meanings than our words. But all inclusive, I think at the end of the day, and one of the last articles I read today, it's such a broad question. And and I want to hear Tanya's pros and cons. I didn't forget. We may have already went over. But I think at the end of the day, it's just like everything else. It's going to be in the eye of the traveler.
Yeah.
What do you like? What tickles? And reason I asked that question about cruising, another question I have for the people that are taking so many cruises, and man, I love to see people that are getting outside traveling. Not only are they traveling, they're taking their children. They're doing stuff my mother and father didn't do and couldn't do. They're taking their children, their nieces and nephews out. But have you ever thought about maybe taking a visit trip instead of a cruise after cruise after cruise? Because I can only go to Nassau so many times. I can only go to Bimini so many. I feel like I've been to Bimini. I've been to this Celebration Key. I feel like and I don't even know how to get to these places.
You ain't been in no Celebration Key.
I haven't, but I feel like I have.
Yet.
I'm going with y'all. Now, I tell you what, I used to tell Cheryl all the time, man, and this is when they first started. It's even crazier now. When I watched it, I'm like, yo, man, I feel like I was there with y'all. Same with y'all. Y'all be all in the pool and Timmy whatever that big old hat on underneath the shade like Rob would be.
That's right, baby.
Go. I'm going with y'all.
That's right.
Where we going next?
That's right.
So tell us about these pros and cons from your eyes. What about these pros and cons?
So wrote down the pros and cons. So all right, since chances are we got, let me look on this chat. I think we got a lot more cruises than resort folks.
Oh yeah, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more cruises in the chat. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the cruises. Okay, so the pros of cruising. I'm gonna give you all the pros. So you got multiple destinations, right? But they're limited, so that's the con. Multiple destination is the pro. Limited is the con. So you can't really enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it because it's only for a little bit of time. So either way, and the only way you're going to really be able to enjoy it is you're going to have to pay for some more, either pay for some more cruises to go back, or you're going to have to finally do a destination. Okay, so.
Oh, that said Sam's got the huts.
No, you said, wait, go back, Rob. What Etta say? Sandals has those huts now. You can enjoy those over water bungalows from anywhere. Okay, but are they labeled like how much they cost, Etta? Because I hope they not trying to charge us like when they charging them doggone when you go on the excursions or you go to these little what's the names and they want to charge you what's the word for cabanas and stuff, and they want to charge you $1,300, $3,000 for it. Let me know what that is, Etta.
Yeah, the price.
Yeah. No passport needed for the cruises, right? But you do need a passport if you flying internationally. Okay, so that's a pro for the cruise. You don't need a passport right now unless you sail in Virgin, because Virgin says, oh, you need a passport, boo. So do understand the riffraffs ain't on Virgin. Just gonna let you know that.
And Virgin do that by design. Because that's gonna cut the roof right out.
They're easy to book. Just book whatever cruise you want. Another is they have buffets and or food courts. You know, most cruises have buffets, but then like on Virgin, they have food courts where you can either go and get your food, they serve it to you, you go sit down, multiple stations, or you can sit down, hit the QR code, put the little flag up, and somebody come and they serve you from each of the places. Okay. Another pro is they do have restaurants, but the con to the cruise is you got to pay extra unless you're on Virgin and the restaurants are included. So I'm as you can see a little format here. Okay. Excursions per port, so you can do excursions, get to learn about the country that you're ported in. Okay, but it's still a limited time. So that's the con. The pro is you get to do excursions to go out to learn about the local and the culture, but it's a limited time. They got fun activities. You got your trivia, you got your comedy show, you got your entertainment, you got your performance shows, you got what's some of the other ones? They got all other kind of games, they got quests, they got all kinds of stuff there, but they also have that at resorts, just so you know. They got water slides and sometimes water sports. Okay, so
water park.
cruise lines got water slides, water park, slide sports, as well as they got their own private island that provides all that to you. However, the difference is you get to enjoy whatever's on the ship. But if you have to go off the ship to enjoy them water sports, you got to pay extra. So that's the con to that. Nightclubs. There's a nightclub. It's free. It's there. It's on all of them. Kid camps for the kids. That's a pro. That's on there. However, if you need the camp after a certain time, you got to pay. So just remember that on a cruise. Entertainment and shows, it varies on the cruise, but you get that. A spa's on there. That's always costing more money. I don't care whether you're at a resort or you're on a cruise, it's going to cost some money. None of that is included. Unless you may go to some of these other luxury cruises and maybe you join like the Yacht Club on MSC or Explorer 1 or 2. They may include some spa activities. I don't know. Never been on Explorer. Probably won't ever be on Explorer. But just so you'll know. Casino's always there, take everybody money. So the casino's never free. And then they have the rewards program. So for people like me who play in the casino, I'm gonna get offers all the time. It don't make a difference as long as every time I go on the ship, I'm playing the casino. I know I'm gonna get me an offer in the mail. They're gonna keep coming. All you got to do is get past that one time, hit that 1,200 points, and you will continue to get your offers. So that's a benefit. Meaning, as long as you're playing the casino, they're going to continue sending you offers. And when you get your offers, you can pretty much get on the cruise for close to nothing. So then when you do have to pay for those extras, you're not really paying extra. You're pretty much paying for a regular cruise without the extras. So just so you know, that's a cruise. Resort has everything I just told you in a cruise. The only difference is there's one destination for multiple days, so you get to enjoy it. You do need a passport because you got to fly there because I'm assuming it's international. Everything else is free except for the spa. And instead of a rewards points, you got either a membership or it's like a timeshare type thing, like a membership timeshare where you pay a certain amount and you can go to any of their affiliated resorts, all inclusive, for a certain amount of money, and it provides you the top luxury level of whatever it is and give you exclusive access. Other than that, that's the only difference between the two. Those are your pros and cons. It doesn't matter what you want to do. You want to sample like a buffet or you want to enjoy the locals. If you want to enjoy the locals, you need to go to the destination because you can't enjoy the locals in 5 hours. That is not going to work.
You know what I noticed about the buffet, Tanya and Tim, is I never enjoy them because there's so many choices. It's so many choices, and I can't make up my mind, and I'm not enjoying it. But if I go to the steakhouse and give me a ribeye and a twice baked potato, I enjoy it because I'm focused on one thing. Yeah, and that's probably what happened with cruise. I think my cruising experience was jacked up by the Navy. I mean, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. You know, that and maybe will I ever get? Obviously, I got over it because I swore I would never go on no cruise. I had a lot of people. Hey, you going on cruise? Hell no! I've been cruising for 20 years. Why am I going on a cruise? Hey Zeus, hey, I got a. It was actually somebody. I got a couple comments I want to go over real quick. Trenton been rocking with me for a long time. He's watching on PBT. He said, "What's going on? Hey man, you got to turn that B around, turn the booty around, make that a D rod, dog. It's big rod or a little rod, whatever. Let's roll, baby. Great news after hitting that 737.
Ooh, okay, Trenton. Wait. What Trenton got? Last week got his first American Express card delivered. Oh, American Express Gold. You got that heavy card, that thick. that thick metal card.
It feels good too, man. And Trenton, congratulations, man. I don't have my sound effects on this software, but congratulations, bro. Happy for you, excited. I don't know why I was doing that when I can go over here. Let me jump down real quick. I want to thank Tanya had asked a question earlier. I want to wish Trap Vision 3D had a birthday a couple of days ago. I like what Trippin' Texan said. I kind of already went over it, but I didn't readdress it. Most 7 days have 3 ports, give you an idea where you might want to go back for a week. And that is true. My experience when I went to Nassau was I was on a tour bus. I got dropped off at the Atlantis Hotel, which was always a place I wanted to visit or stay. The guy forgot me and my group, came back, and the only place we got a chance to go to was some little chicken place that looked like I was in the country. I'm serious, y'all. That's what happened. You think I'm kidding?
I can tell you this, Rod. When it comes to the Bahamas, we've done both. We've cruised there when a lot of things were included in the excursion. We've cruised there when we thought we was gonna get the same thing, and we got there and it was like, wait a minute, what you mean $200 and some to go to Atlantis Resort?
To walk through that museum.
Some BS. But we also went on Caesar's Rewards for free to stay there for we were there for 6 nights?
6 nights.
6 nights.
At the Atlantis?
At the Atlantis Resort.
That is a bad hotel. Bro.
Okay, yes and no. Was.
It's bad now, just like you said.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you who their competition is. The Bahamar.
Bahamar, yeah.
The
Bahamar, yeah.
That is their competition. It's a brand new resort. Look just like theirs, minus the aquarium, but it don't matter. Don't nobody want to look at no doggone underwater fish. If you want to look at it, go on over there, pay some money, go see it, and take your tail back to the Bahamar.
Do you know?
If I'm not mistaken, Bahamar is a Hyatt property. So if you
I didn't know it was a Hyatt because we just walked over there. Not walked over there, but we took a cab.
So
over
what
there.
killed me with Atlantis? Always all them cruises and always taking pictures in the big chair and all that stuff. But then when we stayed there and went to the casino, the daggone machines was busted, missing buttons and all that. And I'm like, all this money y'all make on jacking people to see them damn fishes, and you can't put the buttons back on the casino machine?
The Bahamas is very expensive, period.
Yeah.
The taxes in there, you are guaranteed to pay 25% on top of whatever you spend over there.
25%.
They got 2 different taxes. One is 15% and one is 10%. And they both going to be taxed on whatever it is. We didn't even eat breakfast in the buffet inside the resort, inside the Atlantis Resort Hotel, because by the time we ate breakfast, it would have been $78. That was for breakfast. That wasn't even dinner. So we said, if we're going to pay that money anyway, we might as well go out back to the marina. There's a little trail, and they got Thai food, steakhouse, seafood, all that stuff is out. They got Carmine's, the Italian restaurant, like the family style. I figured if we gonna spend that money, we might as well go over there and get the food. We ain't about to go ahead to no buffet for no $78. That's not about to happen, So
I'm telling y'all, man, it is. If you play this game right, and I ask that to the cruisers because I know you can always get a deal. It's just you got to find out who know how to get the deal and get the information from that individual.
That part.
And that's what it is, because like all this Vegas and these points in my man, boy, I haven't paid for a trip since 2017.
Wow.
And it's fun. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I want to pull up some. And I told Tanya I wasn't, but she asked a question, and I gotta do this.
You
real
can do
quick.
that. I didn't say don't do it. I just didn't know if you had anything to pull up.
So to answer your first of all, we're gonna look at this one first, and I got to see how it's showing. Let me change
What's that?
one thing. Let me change this.
Wow.
Where I'm
Is
gonna make
it
it
a
bigger.
bed
I'm
or
gonna
is
make.
that
Oh
a
yeah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it where you can see it. I did it a different way. I didn't want to put that up there. There it is right there. That is the room on the airplane, Singapore Airlines.
on the airplane?
Singapore Airlines. That's a regular 780, I believe. It's not.
Get
It's
the
only
hell out of here. How much is that?
23,000 a night. I mean a flight.
Oh no.
Well,
Never mind.
Sledge was just saying it's only two of these on the flight, but that's the actual. I made it bigger, but I mean, you see how much it's like a. It looked like a ship cabin.
It does.
It looks just like a.
$23,000.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I could we do it? Sure, but somebody ain't getting paid.
Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna do it, man.
Even if I had that kind of money to throw away,
It ain't worth it. Now, wait. Let's hold up on that. Now, if we came into some money that we didn't expect, and it was like in the millions, I paid $23,000 to get on there. One good time to go somewhere we really wanted to go.
Well, I'm gonna ride with you, son.
But we have to leave the young adult at home though.
This is what Etta was talking about. I believe it was Etta. This is in the Sandals over bungalows in Jamaica. I just looked at it, and I may have to go back. It was roughly per person.
Oh, it's in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
about
Oh, I
200
mean,
some bucks.
I understand the temperament in that location, but
Yeah.
some of those Maldives are over in the Asian
Yes, in
area.
the
I don't know
French
what the weather
Polynesia.
do over there.
Yeah, I ain't doing it. I just, and I want to show you this little that resort that and then I'm done with this part of it. That little resort over in Thailand, and then because we're gonna be getting ready to get out of here shortly. I think it's this one here. Yep. So that's the night picture. I guess that's the back of it because I can't see me going in the front like that. But
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay,
and,
so is that in the water?
yeah, that's still Jada. That's at night, and I can't get rid of this little part at the top. So if I go here, this is part of the resort. It's on the ocean.
Yeah, that's totally. Why them kids out there?
I don't know.
But why they need to be in the Maldives and stuff like
No,
that?
this is Thailand. I don't even know. I don't know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I wouldn't take a kid to Thailand.
No, but look.
They got
only because
season the water.
I mean, it's fun, but it's also could be dangerous over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let me look and make sure I haven't missed anything. Carnival is enforcing rules that
already exist. Just came off Carnival. Yeah, they already existed. Except the only things that didn't exist was,
the fans, because
the fans. Let me tell y'all something about the fans. Okay. You see how I did that?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't hit you. Hush. Be quiet. Ain't nobody hit you. You see that? See how I got skills? You get that? Pop, 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 pop. Okay. The problem is, it was user error. So you had somebody get their fan, didn't know how to do it, and clock somebody in the head somewhere. They went complaining, and that is why those fans are banned. I guarantee you, because I've seen some videos of folks trying to do boots on the ground, and I've seen folks just miss people. They not coherent about who's next to them. So therefore, that is why you don't have your boots on the ground. Now, when it comes to the speakers, with these rules, the speaker rule been there, but let me tell you what prompted that. Because some of y'all don't know how to have your speaker for yourself and not blast it thinking everybody want to hear it. So if everybody don't want to hear it, if I want to listen to, if me and him want to listen to Jeffrey Osborne, maybe we in a lovey-dove mood. We don't need to be listening to Sexy Red next door. I'm sorry, we just don't. We want to listen to Ron Isley and Jeffrey Osborne, Anita Baker, and all the good stuff. Maybe that's what mood we in. We don't want to hear Sexy Red and Future and all that. We don't want to hear that. Now there's a time and a place for that.
Right.
But until then, put your headphones in. So because y'all didn't want to make sure you were considerate of others, Carnival said, okay, we done with the Bluetooth speakers. Then they took away the wobble. That was only because somebody finally told them what the wobble meant.
Well, yeah, I heard somebody say that, but I don't know what it means. And
it's the same. I put it this way. It's the same reason why you probably don't hear Despacito anymore on the ship. Because Despacito, if you translate it to English, is very sexual. It's the same thing with the wobble. It's sexual, just like the wop.
Well, the thing
or whatever. It's no different.
You don't want to see a whole bunch of big behinds with good tiny dinner floss.
That ain't what the dance is about.
And crinkles in their ass, all in the air, trying to shake a derriere. Nobody want to call. You got little Pookie, little Ray Ray running around. So you got to be.
Don't be talking about the big booties and the crinkles.
Look, the last cruise we was on, Rock, a girl, she weighed about at least 550, and she had on a thong bikini.
Hold on, you got crinkles on your booty, and you ain't 500 pounds.
Wait a minute. And the girl had on a string bikini and everything. So it takes courage now to get out there like that. But that's what you do. Do you? I don't have no problem with it. But if I got my child out there and I see you come through, I'm gonna hide his eye. Baby, don't look at that. That might stunt your growth, might turn to stone. That's some trash. I don't want my kids turning to stone looking at that trash.
They got to do with the song?
No, my thing is, people take the song and then people add a little bit less clothing and you got a whole catastrophe.
It's a pool.
It's trash.
The Lido deck is about being in the pool. Not everybody gets in the pool.
Ain't nobody wobbling in the pool. They wobbling them big asses all over the boat and with that little string on and got a little Pookie Ray Ray. The mama's grabbing them. Come on, baby. Don't look at that.
Well, being a world traveler, I'm telling you, it ain't the music. It ain't the wobble. It ain't the words. It's the alcohol.
Now, part of that.
Do I think, man, do you know I've been around the world on a ship that ain't got no casino, no bar, but as soon as we hit land and you hear pour some sugar on me, you know, I forgot who said it. It's a rock song. See how she acting, y'all? They ain't banned that. But and then you got people out there just taking the whole bottle or whatever they drink it, pouring it all down. I mean, I done seen it all.
But that's why I say if you're the party, but look, do understand, if you drink anything, all it's going to do is emphasize who you really are. So if you sleepy, you one of them sleepy, you going to go to sleep. If you one of them turn ups, you going to turn up. If you one of them angry folks, you going to want to fight somebody. That's all that is. And
hey, hold on, we got to have a commercial real quick. Hey, Leonica, you got to turn that B around. Put the booty to the other way. It's Rod. That's a sucker.
But the thing about it, let me say something, because I don't body shame or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Just did.
Wait a minute. I don't body shame. Wait a minute.
You got cellulite.
Wait a minute. I was just making a little funny joke, but I'm gonna just say this: it's still a time and a place for everything, and we done got to the point where it's always the time regardless of whatever the place is.
Okay,
That's all I'm saying.
but hold up. If you at a beach or a pool where there's water, is that not the place to wear a
Honey, that is
bikini?
the place, but I'm saying we talk about on
Not for
the
everybody.
Lido deck.
Yes,
And
it's the pool is on the
Ain't
Lido
nobody got
deck.
their big ass in that pool.
Yes, they do.
They don't have their big ass in that pool. They be wobbling all on them little kids.
Because they was in the pool.
Next question, Ron.
No, we conversation. Hey, but I do want to say this though. Who decided to call it cellulite? Because when I was growing up, they called it cottage cheese.
It's same thing. Cellulite, cottage cheese. It just means that your body is just bigger than what it's supposed to be. That's
now, what be blowing my mind is when a person see a stretch mark and act like the world about to end.
That's true, but that's when you know it's real though.
See, my thing is when you get older, you got to embrace certain things. My head is bald. It used to be hair up there, but I've embraced that. But that's what
you
I'm
didn't
saying.
embrace nothing. I told you to cut that off because you was trying to save. No, because you was trying to save it.
Rod, go to commercial.
No, I ain't got no commercial, man. My commercial.
He said ain't got no commercial.
I tried that, man. Did I hit all the wrong button, fall off the chair? Hey, but well, so they getting rid of all the music.
They are not getting rid of all the music, Rod.
They get rid of Too Short yet? Blow the whistle.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Hold on. First off, they play all kinds of stuff in the nightclub. Now, I heard that they said, oh, they're not playing hip hop music in the nightclub no more. I haven't been on the cruise since then, but I've known some people that's been on the cruise. They play hip hop in the nightclub. Now, like I said, they may be limited to what you hear on the Lido deck, maybe because that's more of everybody's there,
yes.
Kids are there,
yes.
Families are there. Okay.
Yes.
Same thing with this. They said you can bring this on the Lido deck. You can fan all you want on the Lido deck. You just can't have this on the internal dance floor. Because some amateur went there and probably hit somebody in the head, and they ran their little Karen ass over to guest services, and now they said you can't have these fans no more. So I blame those folk that don't know how to use the fan. So
now they getting rid of the wobble, but who playing the wobble?
Well, it's usually the DJ, and it depends on who the DJ is. But the DJ get paid by Carnival, so
that's what I'm saying.
Don't play it.
But what you right, Rod? They still playing Too Short. They still playing.
They ain't playing no blow no whistle or no sail away. No, they not.
I know. I heard back that thing up.
Not on the sail away. You didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Oh no. You saw a video and they did a music over, and they used the music for the music for their short. And
then I was in the club and they played Nucky If You Buck. And
that's in the club. Yes, they do. That's in the club though. Yes, they will do that.
But I'm gonna say this, and I got to run. So I got to
because in the club it's adults only. In the Lido deck it's not.
I got to go send my boss some paperwork for in the morning. We got a big meeting.
That's him, not me.
But this is the thing. When you go to an all-inclusive resort, there is no problem. You get the wobble, you get the wop, you get Too Short, blow the whistle, you get it all. Because guess what? Ain't no YNs over there. Because they ain't got no passport. Because they ain't got no passport. Look, and they ain't got no airfare money. See, it's easy to get to that cruise. You can drive down to Miami with a Hyundai with a bad tire. But you ain't going to get on that damn airplane with no cash. Because you trash.
Shut up. Whatever.
That's what it is. Don't be trying to run me off.
Go about your business.
It's been nice, y'all. I got to do this. Don't be trying to run me off. I got to go see my boss and paper. We got a big meeting in the morning.
Bye.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be over here much longer. Whenever Tanya says time to go, well, I think everybody here on
I might stay and wait a little longer.
Well, then go ahead. Then.
No, I ain't going nowhere. Tanya was trying to rush me off, right? Because you didn't go to commercial.
You said only RB in the club now, MC.
Yeah, man. But see, I'm telling you, it ain't no such thing as banning music. And y'all, we still on the topic of resorts and cruise. We just stuck on cruise because this dude in the 90s had a song called Feeling on Your Booty.
Yep, on your booty.
Yeah, then he made a whole song about, yeah, your
Booty
booty.
cheeks. Booty cheeks.
I mean, and then your body's calling me.
I don't care when nobody say, y'all stop talking about R. Kelly. R.
Get the
Kelly
key in
got
the ignition.
Our baby is an R. Kelly baby.
Oh, I like R. Kelly. I like him.
Our baby is an R. Kelly baby. Our baby was conceived off an R. Kelly CD remix tape.
Go to commercial, Ron.
CD.
Go to commercial. Go to commercial. Cut. Go to commercial.
I'm trying to figure out how all these babies was made off Luther, because Luther just seemed too slow for me. And then
Luther.
Like I listened to that song,
What, Superstar?
yeah, like what are you talking about?
It's like 8-10 minutes. It's 8-10 minutes long.
Well, he talking about a guitar and it sounds so sweet, and I just got lost. I just listened to it.
He was talking to his boo because he was in the limelight. He couldn't let people know he was gay, so he was singing to his boo.
Boy, y'all, look, see what Anna said? You see what she said?
What'd you say? Facts, Timmy. You and
Yeah, stay on that adult side of that resort. That's right.
That's it. Just stay on the adult side of the resort.
Right.
And see, and that's another thing, Rod. When it comes to a resort, most, not all, most resorts will have adult side and family side. So then that way the adults can be at the pool bar and don't have to worry about, oh, it's inappropriate for kids. Oh, you can't dress a certain way or whatever. You get on the family side, then it's a different story. You need to be a little more conservative, be mindful. Certain different type of music is different and so forth. Even, matter of fact, the Royalton. We've been to the Royalton, was it 2-3 times?
2-3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
And the Royalton is a very, very, very nice resort. And what they have family areas and they have adult areas. And it don't matter where you stay, it's just a matter where you go. And you would think that you would hear the crowd from one side to the other side. But I don't know how they have their acoustics and their speakers, but you can't hear anything from the other side. That is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about this Ritz-Carlton cruise? Y'all gonna go on that too?
Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody paying no $10,000 goddamn dollars for 7 days. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
No. What you and Bugley said he was gay in Bugley. Luther Vandross, yes, he was gay.
Well, was that Little Luther or Big Luther?
That it don't matter, both. Both
That's why Ron, he was singing about that guitar. Now you know what? I'm glad you said that.
See, I just said he was singing to his lover.
I remember when I listened to that song in college, used to be out there dancing with the girl, and then I just had to listen to the word. I said, "What the hell is he talking
hold
about?"
on, Luther was he. I thought he was singing too, because he said, "Don't you agree? Your guitar sounds so sweet and clear, but you're not really here."
Yeah,
it's just a song on the radio.
One of his band members.
Hell, that was worse than a Prince song.
Wait a minute. You didn't know he was gay too?
I didn't know what nobody was really paying attention.
Okay, so let me hold on. So let me ask this. Do y'all think Whitney Houston bisexual?
Well, we know she was bisexual. But
I think
that's you. I asked and them.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yes.
She was?
Yes.
I ain't really like her.
Her best friend was her friend. And that's why Bobby didn't like her, because he was like,
Well, you know what broke my heart? The first one was, well, it was 3 of them. First one was MC Light.
What about MC Light?
She ain't like nobody look like Rod, from what I heard.
Well, I don't know. MC Light was sort of like
she like Sam. She like them old light skinned boys with the curly hair. She like Sam.
No, she ain't like no Georgia Porgy. I heard. Well, okay.
Well, see, I always thought she was kind of tomboy.
No, she been married to 2 Georgia Porges. She on her second marriage now.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe there was some hope there.
So maybe she was just tomboyish, Rod. Because I always thought maybe she, like Queen Latifah,
What the Queen said, she played both sides of the track.
But
Well,
that
she
wasn't
came
until
out.
later though.
She all the way on the other side of the track.
Right.
And
Because
then
Brad didn't come out until she got married.
the brat, that hurt me too, man. I wanted to get functified. You know what I'm saying? I got functified, all right.
Oh my God.
But you know what? At the end of the day, their music was awesome. It don't matter.
No, but yeah, that was cool. But I was at the crush age. You know, I was at that crush age.
Uh-huh.
And then the last one, this didn't hurt too bad. I think I got used to it by now.
Who?
That girl from Toto, the dark one, Pam.
Oh,
yeah.
I ain't paying. You ain't see that? I seen that a mile away.
Well, I ain't had it. No, I ain't see it. No, I ain't see it at all. Amelia said she needs some receipts on Luther. Well, just look at him.
Now, all you gotta do is, like you said, listen to that one song, and it just, I said, what the hell?
What
then
about
the house is not a home. Now, there go another.
We all
he was talking about dancing with his father. Was he really talking about dancing with his father or the dude?
Boy, I tell you what,
that was just a wedding song. I'm gonna need us to get back to cruise and resort.
Hey, y'all see what kind of story Timmy, boy. Hey, me and Timmy gonna be way on top.
You're gonna have to get you a commercial sign to hold up every now and then. Go, I'm trying to tell you, we is rolling tonight. We is rolling.
Don't you got some work to do?
No, I'm gonna stay now.
Everybody said when this happened. I don't know when it happened. I don't know nothing about all that. Oh no. Laugh out loud about MC Light.
MC Light getting divorced.
Yeah,
Queen was not gay. And Buglet. Yes, she is. You in denial, boo? You in denial? Yes, the Queen is. She loves her woman, and she has a woman.
Well, we're gonna say that Queen was non-binary. Okay.
And Buglet said, "Get back to cruising, damn it." And Buglet said, "Leave me alone. She ain't want to hear it. Get back to cruising."
So
she said, "No, Queen, no."
Look, she was like me. She was like me on this Greece trip, on this latest cruise. I was non-binary for the whole cruise.
Hey, now I got a question about Greece. Was that a resort? Was that a resort or just one of them white buildings?
What are you talking about?
No, all the buildings are white. You're talking about the buildings.
That's what
I'm just talking about the buildings. No, those are not resort. Well, some may be, some may not. Some of
y'all know one of white buildings.
The white buildings is because, and what did the tour guide tell us? She said they had went through a
pandemic.
A pandemic.
And they painted all the buildings are white with lime.
With lime.
So the ecosystem, and this is smart. So when it rains, it washes the buildings down, and then when the rain dries it back up, all the infection goes because it comes back down again. It's a constant washing.
What are you talking about?
That's what she said. It's a constant.
First off, lime fights all diseases.
Right, but she said it was the building. But when it rains, where do you think rain go from?
Right, it goes into it goes in. Hold on, what you say?
And it goes back up. That sun dries.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna need. You know what, Rod? You're gonna need to put this in the damn short. Because he ain't gonna believe this, and I'm gonna need him to see this over and over again.
Yes,
you said the water go down and come back up.
Look, all that stuff, that moisture in them clouds. Where do you think that moisture in the clouds come from? It just
from the ground.
It comes from positive, negative, neutron, ions. But the thing about it is that water, that sun, it's a natural ecosystem. It's absorbing that water.
Okay.
From the
so you
ocean.
tell them where the water going. It coming down and going back up.
Hell yeah, go back up.
It is not going back up.
That water going back up.
I tell you.
What we talking about any damn way? I don't even know what the hell we talking about no more. So in Greece, all of them, because I just thought everybody was at the same place. I was like, how in the hell everybody keep ending up at the same place? But all the buildings white. Because I was like, I ain't never going to Greece.
But it's about to change. It's about to change, though. They did say that the reason is white because they did have a pandemic. So what they did was they would pressure wash all of the homes with lime. And lime makes everything white. Think of it as like bleach, if you will. Okay, it's not bleach, but think of it as bleach. So then that way, when the water would come down, it would go down into the water because they would use the top of their homes as sort of like reservoirs to catch the rainwater. And so the lime would clean all of the diseases and stuff out of the water. So when the water would drain down and then they would use it, it would be disease free. Okay. Now, it being white is only because those are the individuals, because that's just the way it was. But if you have looked in some of the videos, you'll notice that some of the tops of the homes are blue, some are red, some are pink. They said that the newer generations are trying to bring color back to the actual homes. So they will, because the pandemic is over, they don't need it to be lime anymore. Like they don't need to use lime anymore. But a lot of places, because that's just the way it is, that's just what they do. So that's why it's all white. We learned that on one of our excursion tours. Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, at least I understand now. Root oil said lime is a natural bleach. That's why they got that stuff called lime away. Okay.
That's why when if your faucet gets clogged or it has like little black thing on it, that's lime. If you put some of that lime away, or what they call that CLR or whatever, you let it soak, like you just put it in the cup and you let your faucet sit in there, it'll clean all that lime away.
So before Rob, you go to commercial, let Timmy give y'all a Timmy nugget. So everybody know Timmy is not trash.
There he go. Nobody said you trash.
Let me read to y'all how water is formed, because somebody didn't know. Rain forms through a process called water cycle, which involves evaporation. So when that water hit the ground and get hot, and it do what? Evaporate, goes back up. Which evaporation, condensing, and precipitation. See there?
And you got that off of Google.
Right there.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's right.
But don't say it go back up.
It does go back up. It said that right there.
No, but the way you said it was like it go back up.
What, you know what I mean?
No, use the damn word.
You know what I mean?
Use the vocabulary. So everybody in here, see, I said that evaporation.
Yes.
You need to say evaporation. Don't say that the water, it go back up in the sky. Would you go do your work?
Rob, did you go to commercial?
No, we ain't got no damn commercials.
I got commercials.
Look, this ain't controversial cruising. He ain't got no goddamn commercials.
No, I have commercials on Ecamm Live, not on StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard tonight. So
see.
I don't have no commercials on.
Why you ain't got none of your commercials on the StreamYard?
I think I got a commercial, but I don't know how I did it. And
Lord have mercy. Is it downloaded as a video on the side?
Edward called me today, and I told him I was trying to do a clip of his live the other night, and it said public point blank travel, but I can't find it. I don't know where it went. It's somewhere out there. Why you look at Timmy? That sounds like Timmy.
She always trying to beat me right every chance she get.
Okay, we need to get back on this because folks need to hear a closing.
Yeah, we're gonna close on out, man. I'm gonna let you close it out first. No, I'm gonna close out first. Let Tanya close out second, because she might say something good. Hey, man, this far exceeded my expectation. And one of the things I love is not, until I get used to it kind of made me nervous. But to have stuff not scripted, we just have a topic and be able to talk about it. And I know that's what Tanya, Timmy, and myself bring to the table. We can talk about it. And that's why I reached out to Tanya, because we've been on unscheduled lives before together. And to be able to just talk, and I mean, we just went over more than one or two topics. It could have been going on and on and on. And it's just fun and laughter. And somebody said it in the comments, I can't remember. It was Sledge. It's good to see so many people traveling. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're on a cruise, all-inclusive resort, if you're doing a staycation, a road trip, catching a flight. As long as you're enjoying life and seeing more than your hometown, more than your home state, your home city, It's a whole world out there. Tim said it earlier. Timmy, not no damn Tim. Tanya messed me up with TJ and all this other stuff, Timothy and all that. But anyway, Timmy said it earlier. It's a whole world out there, man. I was blessed enough to be able to go with the Navy, but now people are going on their own. And I know one of the things I try to bring to the table, and I see other content creators, Tanya and Timmy, and so many others, we bring to the table to show people that it's possible to do it.
Yes.
It's possible to do
Yep.
it. Now, it
Yep.
doesn't matter your social status, whether you're middle
Yep.
class, upper class, lower class, you're not even in a class. Everybody,
No class.
there's a way to get outside. So please, man, take your time out and listen to some of the content creators that are in this live stream, not on the panel, but in this live stream. There's so much knowledge here, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have Tanya and Timmy be sharing the screen with them.
Okay.
Your
Well,
turn.
Oh, y'all looking for me? Oh, okay. So the summary is you can cruise. However, it's always going to cost you money for your restaurants. It's going to cost you extra money for your water slides and sports if you go off the ship. And it's going to cost you money for your camps, for your kids' camps. It's going to cost money for that. You can now. There are certain places where if you go to certain destinations, like if they have like their private resort, there may be some where everything is included. Okay, meaning you can use your drink package and so forth, Royal Caribbean. But then there's certain places like Carnival, who you get off of the ship and you go to the private island thinking you can use everything that you already paid for, and you can't. You got to pay for it. So therefore, when you go to Celebration Key, bring your money, bring your dollars, because you gonna have to pay. Your drink package don't work. You paying for the slide. You paying for access. You paying for all of that. You paying for food too. So you better get your belly full before you leave up off the ship, and then go on and get back on the ship so you can go on and eat lunch and then get back off and come back out. If you thinking it's going to be free. Why is that?
Package ran down here.
And what is that?
It's a cat.
The cat.
One of them.
How many of y'all got?
There ain't no y'all. They got 3.
We got 3.
She
Right,
want to be
Patches?
nosy to be in the live. Do you see her sitting there? You late, Patches.
Did you want to say hey to everybody?
Okay.
She ain't trying to say hey to everybody. You ain't showing nobody.
Let me see. This
Let her get up there.
This is our rescue cat.
They can't see her.
Oh, this is our rescue cat.
Look, Patches. Patches, look. Look that way. Look. Say hey to everybody. Say hey. Say hey to everybody. Okay, now get her dirty ass off my Get off the table. Because she dirty. She outside cat.
Well, what's she doing?
Garage and outside.
Bye, Patches.
So y'all got 3 of them things?
It's the mom. Well,
She the mama.
she was a stray cat pregnant, and our daughter fell in love with her. So she had the kittens, and we couldn't find her for a while. Then she showed up skinny. So you know she had the babies. She was around for a while, I guess, sniffing out, figuring out, is this a good place to bring my kittens? And then she went and just brought each of them in the house, like in the garage each time. It was 3 of them.
3 that was left.
So she had 2 girls and 1 boy. And if she had more, they must have died off or something.
So some was killing her babies, because she came with them cats in her mouth and she was talking. Oh, I was like, what in the world is going on with that cat? But she brought the kittens one by one, and when she brought them in the garage, she was exhausted. So I don't know if she was fighting a snake out there or she was fighting something to save them babies, but she only saved 3. So cats normally have about 8. So she lost 5, but she saved 3.
Well, we got 3 of them fixed, and the one that was left, I guess she said, I ain't going. Y'all ain't making me where I can't have no babies. So she went out. I don't know if somebody picked her up or she just ain't come back, but just Patches and one boy and one girl came back, and then what was the other one? White Sox.
Yeah, White Sox.
White Sox. I think our neighbor grandkids or somebody got her or something. I don't know. But anyway.
Wow. Well, sorry, Patches. I don't know if you were finished with your closeout.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. Resort, everything's included. The only con, one destination, and you require a passport. That's it. That's the only con for an all-inclusive resort. It's the only con. That's it.
And you don't see a lot of YNs. Okay, let me change it. You don't see a lot of trash.
There you go.
They don't spend that money.
Nobody. Well, you got people with money. Just because folk got money don't mean they got some damn sense.
I don't know.
I don't know. No.
I don't know.
No.
I see them sexy reds out there.
No.
They get on a whole nother level.
Because the problem is if you get people who are not used to money, they don't understand what it means to have money, which means chances are they didn't work for that money that hard. That's why they doing what they doing. So people who have stuff to lose act like they got some common sense. Yeah. People that don't have much to lose, that don't know they got stuff to lose, they don't have common sense. So there you go. They don't care. They don't understand. That is the reason why they'll be the first one, bump into you and be like, yo, dog, or whatever. And if you don't say nothing to them, because if you go crazy on them, you end up in jail, you lose some stuff you got, you lose job, whatever. They don't have nothing to lose. They be the ones egging it on. Be like, oh, you don't have nothing to lose? So that's why they do that. So anyway, sorry, Rod.
No, you bring up a good point. I know I had a supervisor that told me one time, the biggest thing that you have to watch out for in life is time stealers.
What'd you say?
Time stealers, people that steal your time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will see me, let's say out in my driveway sitting down, but I'm taking a mental break. They don't know what I did when I was in the house. They don't know I recorded 4 videos or just finished editing or thinking of a thumbnail or whatever I'm doing. And they don't have anything to do, kind of what Tanya was just saying. They want to come over and talk to me. No, man, I'm just out here for a minute.
Right.
I'm not about to be out here talking to you all day. It may not look like it, but I have things to do. And I think a lot of times we need to start taking the time to say, hey, man, and I said all the time, what can I do to be productive? What can I do to be productive with myself? Whether it's be a better husband, better wife, better mother, father, parent, cousin, brother, whatever. And that's why, just doing this with Tanya, it gave me an opportunity to learn and grow. When y'all hear me ask questions, a lot of people think it's me trying to be funny. No, I'm really learning. Like, I wasn't embarrassed to say I only been on one cruise because half the people here know I've been only been on one cruise. So it was no secret, but that's how you learn. It's not being embarrassed and want to sound like the Joneses. I've been on 20 when I've only been on one. I've only been on one. I need to know how can I go on 20? How can I get there? And that's what I'm going to look at a Tanya and a Timmy or your favorite couple, me and I, and keep whoever else, everybody that's out there, Alyssa, Warmstrong, Carmel Cruise Addicts, But I have questions, and it's not to diss anybody, like the whole cruising question. I just sit here and name everything I see that happen on a cruise. I get bored real quick. So I kind of want some type of excitement. I just wondered how people do it. But I did notice the one cruise I went on, everybody did something different.
Okay.
So anyway, man, that's all I got. We doing this next Monday, Tanya?
You know what? Let me tell y'all something. I don't understand. He said, hey, let's do a collaboration. Sure. Let's go ahead. Let's go and talk about the topic. We got a topic. I came up with one. What you want to do for next topic? Wait a minute. We already just talked about this week. I don't know what you want to talk about next Monday. It's up to you. You know, I roll with the punches. It don't make a difference. I don't mind what we gonna talk about next week. What we gonna talk about next week, Rod? Look, this is a ricochet live on my channel from your channel. This
girl
your
here got a
collaboration.
memory like an elephant, boy. She just said that word for word. All right, I'm gonna come up with next week topic. So we gotta have a meeting Monday. Tomorrow, today, Monday.
We gotta have it sometime this week. We gotta have a
I'm
talk
gonna
sometime.
be with
What
the
are we
community.
talking about next Monday?
I'm gonna be with the community on Wednesday, which is Sledge and Chaz Moneyman and Lisa J, whoever else show up. And then Thursday, let's do it Thursday.
Okay, that's fine.
And then Timmy, if you think of a topic that can help me out, man, I appreciate it, bro.
Don't pick non-political.
No, I'm not gonna pick non-political. The biggest thing is that what everybody like to know about. So you got your big three: Carnival, Royal, and you got MSC that's coming in the game. So I mean, the thing about it is, what I want to know is, and what a lot of people want to know is, what's the difference between the big three?
Okay,
so we can break it out. Let me finish. So we can break it down to what makes people want to be a Carnival cruiser on Carnival high end on the bigger ships. What make people want to get on MSC on the high end to the bigger ships, and what makes people want to dedicate their complete ultimate time to Royal. You got some people that only cruise Royal. So those are some of the things that inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, well, guess what? This is where the woman brain and the men brain disconnect. Now, Rod done already said he ain't been on number one motherfucking damn cruise. Now, you asking about some goddamn ships, and one of them you ain't never been on. Who the MSC person?
We got Etta,
Ed ain't been on MSC.
Look, we got a whole lot of people in the chat. That's the thing.
Okay, but this was a collaboration between me and Rod. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna be a part of the team. I enjoy it.
But you can't answer the question.
What?
The whole purpose of it is to provide information.
That give us all some homework.
What you mean?
Well, hold on. Can I say something? I would say something. Cause I don't think Timmy knows, Tanya. Cause we ain't only talking about cruising on this series. We talking about
thank you.
Exactly. Stuff. And
thank you.
We could be talking about cats bringing kittens home. I don't know.
No. You bring up something, you need to know about it. We brought up cruising resorts because I've done both many a time, whether Rod did it or not. So I'm bringing knowledge to people. You can't come up here talking about MSC and your ass ain't never been on one.
I got a lot of people who done been got videos.
That's other people. What they got to do with your experience?
I just want to talk about it.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Well, Timmy, it don't matter what we put on the thumbnail. If you want to talk about MSC, you could come on and talk about it. Cause we gonna
say what?
Oh, well, hey, I ain't getting in there.
He ain't been on it. He ain't been on it, ain't scheduled it, ain't did nothing but looked at YouTubes on it. You know who can talk about it? Bill, Scott, YFC, couple of people. Not you, not me, not Rod. So how we gonna get up here and folk gonna come up here thinking they gonna learn about MSC when they could go straight to YouTube and learn the same shit Timmy talk about?
Go to commercial.
Hey, I could talk about MSC. I ain't got to be there.
He ain't coming up with no subjects. You coming up with one or I'm coming up with one? He is being featured. Don't forget, he's featured.
Okay.
In this collaboration.
That's you would tell you.
Ain't no MSC. So
I'm going to come between 9 Thursday. I'm going to come up with a topic. I don't know. It might not be MSC.
I have a topic too. I already have a few in my mind.
Oh, good.
But I'll bring that up depending on what you want to do.
When we just make this easy, work smarter, not harder. I mean, if you already got something in your mind, then let's just go with that. Ain't no sense in me cloud my mind.
Tim will work it out.
You ain't got to work it out. All you got to do is show up, enjoying whatever topic we choose.
Let me
I
go
know
do
I'm
my
gonna have
homework.
a topic somewhere on some channel. This something. I want to know where all the big mamas at.
Leave me alone, Tanya. Leave me alone, Tanya.
You hear me tell you that that's gonna be a topic. I don't know when. I don't know if it's gonna be me and you, me on the point blank screen. But I want to know where are the big mamas?
Where are the big what?
The big mamas.
The big mamas.
I ain't talking about the heavy set women. I'm talking about the grandmas.
Oh, you mean like for life and teaching folks stuff?
I'm talking about the hot water cornbread big mamas.
Okay, so you saying where are the older ladies acting like big mamas versus they living their best life?
No, I ain't talking about no older women act like. I'm talking about the older women that was big mama with the moo-moos, the bonnets. They wasn't in the
Hold on, wait a
club.
minute. No. I say we because I'm in that age range. We wearing moo-moos and bonnets, but we ain't doing what you think we doing. We doing what we want to do.
I don't know if you're in that age. See, because I'm thinking, I don't know how old my let me see. I don't really know, because I don't know what year she was born. I just know when I was 7, my grandma might have been 50. I don't know, but she was always 60 something in my eyes. I mean, I don't know what she really was, but she just always looked 60 something. She might have been 40 something. I don't know. I doubt it. But my other grandma, she was 90 something. She was hilarious, but she was a big mama. I mean, big mama.
That's the topic. We're gonna talk about that. I wouldn't mind talking about that.
Yeah, all right, y'all.
Where the big mamas at?
Y'all think about where the big mamas at. And I'm talking about, the fat back cooking big mamas, the neck bowl cooking big, the woo.
Okay, but what make you think that they not out there?
What you mean? What made me think? I know they ain't out there. When the last time you seen one?
No. Let me tell you what the difference is. The difference is that's all Big Mama was doing back then, because she wasn't outside working. She wasn't outside trying to do stuff. So that's all you saw, because that's all she was doing. Today, the big mamas are, I can bring home the bacon, fried up in the pan, and I'm gonna be a hoe in them sheets. And I'm gonna, guess what? I'm gonna wear that bonnet and I'm gonna wear that moo-moo with no drawers underneath, because I know I'm trying to stay sexy for my man or whatever who I'm cooking for. He get that and he get dessert, right? So just saying, there's a whole different my big mama. You wasn't looking at Big Mama thinking her and your granddaddy was gonna have some fun later on that night. All you knew was she baked some cookies, she made us dinner, she made sure we was good, she whooped our tail when we was bad, and she made Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's dinner and Easter.
Well, y'all gonna have to come back next week.
Yes.
Cause Tanya got it twisted. Cause
ain't got it twisted.
Old enough.
No, you talking about the old Big Mama. I'm talking about the new Big Mama.
No, I'm talking about the old Big Mama. I'm talking about my Big Mama.
Okay, well, I'm talking about me, Big Mama. How about that?
Well, my mama explained, we ain't talking about no birds or the bee. When she talked about how to make little boys and girls, when she talked about that and explained that to me, y'all do not know the perception I had about my grandmothers.
Why? Because all y'all boys thought that your mama, your sister, well, I don't know, it depends on how much business to your sister's.
One of my grandmas, Tanya, had 11 kids.
Mm-hmm. How you think she got them?
Huh?
How you think she got them kids?
Well, I know the stork didn't bring them to her.
The stork brought them to her.
The stork didn't bring them.
I got a joke for you.
Okay.
If the stork brings the babies, what bird prevents the babies?
The vulture? Hell, I don't know.
The swallow.
Hey, remind me to never multicast this on Point Blank Travel again. This is motivating experience all day. Y'all, I don't even know what that bird looked like, but I've heard of it. I've heard of it. I ain't saying it, but I've heard of that bird. Hey, y'all, man, this has been fun. I'm telling you. So next week, now, if you don't know what a big mama is, you might want to Google it.
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you, if Google, the real Google, don't find it, you might have to go to your local 7-Eleven or something and ask somebody what a big mama is if you can't find it on Google. But we're gonna talk about what happened to the big mamas. I mean, I got my theory. I always have a theory, but I could be wrong.
Times are changing, and the women our ages back in the day was different. They had limitations. They had other things to do. They had things they had to do. So we're gonna continue this next week. So that's our topic for next week. Where is Big Mama?
Where is Big Mama? And we ain't talking about Martin Lawrence, but where is Big Mama? That's gonna be it.
Right.
Where is Big Mama?
That's right. That's right.
If somebody know the GPS, if somebody got her location on their iPhone, somebody got Big Mama's location. All right, y'all, we're gonna get out here and tell you got anything else. Hey, I ain't doing no music.
Nope. That is it. All I got to say is it all depends on what you want. But from a financial standpoint, resort is the way to go. All inclusive. But if you want some diversity, knock yourself out with a cruise.
Well, I agree with Tanya. If you got $6,000 to blow, you can go on Royal Caribbean. Or if you got $6,000 to spend. If you got about $4,000, you go to Thailand with me, even though I ain't going. You can go with me.
Oh, you ain't going? You was talking, I thought you was going.
Hey, but on the real though, if you got $6,000 and you want to go to Royal Caribbean, I can get you there for $2,000.
How you gonna get them there for $2,000?
What you gonna do? Well, it's gonna really be about $2,500, depending on where you live. You're gonna get a flight to Dallas, and we're gonna come over my crib, and we're gonna look at YouTube on all the Royal Caribbean Icon of the Sea videos. I promise you're gonna be there because I know some of the best content creators out there. And it's only gonna cost you $2,000. That's gonna be for the food, the room, the board. If you really, I'm kidding, y'all. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for all the viewers on both Event Yours channel, on Point Blank Travel, the Point Blank Experience. Thank to the subscribers, the channel members, the Patreon members, the people that are thinking about subscribing to us that haven't yet. This has been fun. And I can tell y'all, man, y'all make this fun. I'm speaking for myself, and probably I don't like speaking for other people, but it could have been just Tanya, myself, and Timmy on here. But I think we got up to about 40 people. And that is just the beginning, man. And I think 38 of those were on Tanya's channel and 2 were on mine. I don't know how that happened. But I think I'm going to change my channel name to Event Yours too. No, I'm kidding. I'm not, y'all. I'm not. But y'all, please come back next week. We out of here. Much love. Hope y'all have a blessed and prosperous week. As I always say, shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, you will be amongst the stars. I will be coming at you soon, dropping more heat, fire, knowledge, investing tips, travel tips, how to get chicken at the burger spot tips. You name it, your boy is doing it, man. Much love, y'all. You got anything, Tanya?
No, I'm good.
All right, we ain't got to do no backstage, nothing. We're going to link up. Y'all will be here next Monday. I ain't got to ask Tanya again. See y'all. Peace.
All right.
Love, y'all.
See you.